Hey guys, welcome back to some more World of Tanks gameplay, and look what we have here today. How many tanks is that on each side? 7. Yes, this is a random battle. No, it's not some funky strongholds thing. I'm not trying to trick you. It's not a team battle of any sort. It is a regular random battle, and we have 7 players on each side. I guess this is what happens when you play at night when there's not a whole lot of people on. Matchmaker kind of does its own little thing. But it is very possible for Matchmaker to throw together battles like this. It's not a bug. It's not something to be like, oh no, Wargaming, what have you done? As you can see, some of the players in the chat there were saying. And this time around, we have a mission to damage enemy vehicles, and the total amount of damage we do needs to exceed 6 times the health points of our vehicle, which in this case, this tank having 440 health points times 6, that's 2,640 damage. And as you can see in the top, towards the top left corner, there is a place that says right now hits 0, and that'll keep track of how much damage we've done in total that we've spotted anyway. The blind shots don't count towards that because our client doesn't actually know how much damage we did, just the server does. But that won't be a big problem in this match. So hopefully we can get that done, but right now we're just in it to win. We are one of the only tier 9s. There's only one other tier 9 in our team, and they don't even have a second tier 9 on their team, and they have no heavies. That's interesting. That's going to make fighting towards the north probably a little bit more difficult, but we've got both of our lights going up there rather than to the south, and most of our tanks are sticking together except for our FV, who's sitting at the back of our base. Okay. Whatever, but it's very good that they're sticking together when we have this few amount of players, because you don't want to be that one player that gets singled out, and then what do you know? Your team's lost like a quarter of its team right there as battle progresses. But let's see if we can get some shots of these T-44s up on the top of the hill. That would be very nice. But as I was saying, it is very, very possible for Matchmaker to throw together battles like this, and it's not broken. It's how it's intended to be. It's made so that the longer you sit in Matchmaker, the longer Matchmaker has to try to throw together a battle, the less picky, we'll say, it gets. And the more likely it is to throw together a battle with more tier 10s on one side than the other, or more or less tanks in a battle. I mean, there's still a maximum of 15, but you can have battles like this with even less players or more players. And the only other time I've ever seen battles like this is when I was playing World of Warplanes for that brief month where that was a thing. It still exists, but nobody really plays it, and I think Wargaming is kind of seeing it as a game they need to completely redesign to have success. And ooh, there's a penetrating shot right there. This thing, if you penetrate a shell, it has an average damage of 1,250 damage. That's if it penetrates, but usually it doesn't, unless you can hit the side, or the top of the engine compartment, or the back of a tank where the armor's thin, or you're shooting at something with very little armor, such as, hey look, a scout. Then good luck actually penetrating. Because it has, I forget how much exactly, 95 penetration or something like that, at tier 9. And here comes this guy. Not sure if that was a penetration, probably wouldn't take a penetration to kill him, but it doesn't matter nonetheless, he is dead. And, well, he was coming to try to kill us, so likely if I missed that shot, I would be fighting for my life right now, and maybe dying. So we got a little bit lucky there, and this T-54 lightweight, oh, please show me your butt, please show me your butt. I can easily penetrate that. Question is if I can hit you there. If I hit your tracks, or if I just splash you, it's not going to have the same effect. But have you guys ever had... Oh, not a penetration. Oh, well, we'll take it. Have you guys ever had a game where World of Tanks, you hit the battle button, waited 5 minutes, and after 5 minutes, the battle queue kicked you out? Well, that's actually a possibility. But I haven't seen it happen since they introduced historical battles back in 9.0, and that didn't last very long until they removed it, because nobody played it. But because nobody played it, Matchmaker couldn't make a match, and after 5 minutes it would kick you out. But what do we have here? We have done 2,236 damage so far. That means we are about 3,000, a little over 300 damage away from being able to complete our mission here. And so let's see if we can find one of these guys. If we can kill the Bat Chat already with one shot, or ooh, find this guy and even hit him, then we will complete our mission. Let's hit him. Come on, don't miss. Oh, perfect. 1,100, one shot the guy. That's one thing that's not so great about being a Borsig, which I just very recently unlocked. I also purchased myself the tier 10 artillery, the BC 15558, so there's less 5s now. That's a little bit easier to say. But there we go. We didn't get to kill the last enemy, but he burned to death anyway, and it was a good battle nonetheless. We managed to complete our mission, finished top on our team for damage done, and even completed, or managed to pick up the high caliber medal, and we managed to grab ourselves a pretty good profit there too. But let's see here. Now, in this replay, we have, or this video, we have 2 replays, and the mission for this one is to be top 3 on your team by experience earned and damage done, and this is SPG 15, so it would be very nice if we could complete the secondary, but we will see exactly what will happen. And completing the secondary in this case will allow us to pick up the tokens, and I believe, I'm not sure if at this point this was the last mission I need for, this would be the second set for the HTC T28 heavy tank concept, but I do own that tank now. So I did complete this mission at some point, but will it be in this battle? Well, we'll just have to wait and see. And by the way, our secondary mission is to survive the battle. So, top 3 for experience earned and damage done, which has to be a minimum of 2,000 damage. And survive the battle? Well, we're off to a good start there. We penetrated the AMX 1390. He's very lucky to have survived that. We load very rural, doing only 1,075 damage. It should have been 1,250 on average, so there was a very slim chance of him surviving. I think he has a total, he had a total of 1,100 health points, so he's got 25 left. Let's see how far 3% of his health can get him. But that was a very lucky shot. I don't use any mods that tell me how long the flight path is. All the mods that I used in the battle you can see active right now. I do have this artillery battle assistant, which I find helps very nicely, especially when you're trying to aim around obstacles or over buildings and stuff like that. But it doesn't actually give me an advantage according to Wargaming. So, hey, it's legal, and if you want to download my mod pack, then spacegk.com/downloads, and it's right there, and I try to keep that up to date the best I can. But for 9.10, which is what this replay is from, this is what you got, and it is currently up to date, and we'll see what happens when 10.0 hits in a couple weeks. But now, let's aim in over here. I found with artillery, it is very important that you don't rush your shots. Usually when you rush your shots, you miss by a mile, and then you've got a 25-second reload in this case, and I should have taken that shot, but I hesitated. I wasn't sure what his intentions were. With this M103, he's not getting away so lucky, and now we're tracking him. But yeah, with artillery, make sure you take your time with your shots as much as you can, and don't rush them unless you absolutely have to. Like a scout's bum rushing towards you and you don't have time to sit there and aim at him because he's just going to circle kill you, take the shot. But usually if you rush him like that, then you just miss and then you're sad, and then you have a better shot you could have taken a few seconds later, but you can't because you're not reloaded. Oh, IS-8. Oh, we reappeared just in time to see us catch him on fire. There's an extra 162 damage right there. Thank you, fire. It looks like he just had this manual fire extinguisher too, because that didn't go out immediately. And STB is getting a little bit brave there, going after the IS-7. And he didn't take any damage, so that worked out for him. And just a heads up, this battle, especially towards the end, does get a little bit slower, but hey, that's artillery battles for you. When you're only firing one shot every 35 seconds, or 25 seconds at the most in this case, then it does get a little bit slow. And look at that, both of our artillery just fired at that 62A, but he slammed on the brakes and saved himself. And I should have fired that shot there when he backed into the building. I should have been able to see that he did that, but instead I missed like that, and I got very lucky I did any damage there. I tracked him, which is the good thing, but other than that I did a whole 28 damage. Ooh. But I don't think any of our teammates capitalized on him being tracked, although that shot there, he might not have been there anymore and be able to get shot had I not tracked him. And our AMX-30 there, he's at 1% of his health. He managed to finish off the IS-7, but that 62A is nearby, and the Conqueror gun carriage, their artillery finishes him off. And this is a really tough shot on the IS-8. Somehow he managed to hit him. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough to kill him. Usually it's around that 500 damage mark that we get on tanks when we just splash them, especially enemy heavy tanks. And oh, we have a few mediums sneaking in, and we just have an Object 140 trying to deal with all that himself, and that's going to be a pretty tough shot to make. Or sorry, that's going to be a pretty tough thing to survive through against a bad chat, especially if he's loaded in an STB. Well, good luck. There goes our Object 140, killed by the bad chat. Our E50 is going to try to stand up against that. I barely got a shot through the rock there. I can't quite hit the bad chat. So let's see if this STB is going to roll up after he kills the E50. Maybe. No. Come on, before we lose spotting of you. And he shows us just a little bit of his track. And I missed by a smidgen. I just do 180 damage. But now we're in a bit of a precarious situation. It's just us Artie, and we are quite exposed. The STB is heading back to try to save us. Looks like the T-57 Heavy is also seeing the danger, and he's coming back from the town as well. but he is reloading. But by the time he gets here, he's going to be long reloaded. As long as he doesn't get sniped by something like the Yog Tiger up on Middle Road there. There's the STB. And I'm considering taking a peek and taking a shot, but I know as soon as I do, I'm going to be spotted. And I should be safe on this behind this little hill here from the enemy artillery. But I can't really be completely certain. And that STB just ricocheted a shot off that bad chat. Did you see that shot go sky high? Well, that's one thing about the bad chat. It might have super thin armor that almost everything can penetrate, including Artie, which hurts. But it is very well angled. And it is very possible to get some auto ricochets off that armor because it's so heavily sloped if you angle your tank correctly and are just slanted at the right amount. And that STB penetrated that shot. He's lucky. If he would have missed that shot on the bat chat probably would have just torn him apart. I don't think the STB had anywhere to hide. And the bat chat, unless he was reloading, well, he would have easily had that. And a few of us take a shot over at this guy, seeing that it's going to be the last chance we get to shoot at him for a little while because there's nothing else over there for our allied tanks to respot those guys. So now it's just us 3 artillery on this side. We have a medium and a heavy. Both are pretty beaten up. And they have 2 mediums, a tank destroyer, and the 3 SPGs. That's going to be a very tough group to beat. They do have the advantage of that one Yog Tiger, but he's probably going to sit back over there near his base for the rest of the game. We hope, anyway. Now it's kind of a question of where do we aim? Well, this STB is heading over towards town to scout. I don't really like the idea of him going towards town because we've got 3 guns that are probably looking in that direction. But if he spots something in the town, the chances of any of us being able to hit that, any of us artillery, is rather slim, depending on where exactly the enemy tank appears. And the French Artie isn't exactly known for having a high arc, which means it's very difficult for it to shoot over top of buildings and other obstacles like that because it just can't hit things on the other side of it. It's not a British artillery. It just can't do that very well. But let's see what we can find here. Alright, STB, be very careful. You're one shot in most cases here. Don't die. He's kind of asking Artie, where should I go? And the other Artie here kind of split as to where to go. T92 thinks he should move to certain locations, and then 212A is like, hey, just scout, be safe, don't die. We don't want to lose our eyes, which I agree with. He needs to just stay safe, be patient, wait for the enemy to do something stupid so we can shoot at him. Don't rush in there and get yourself killed, because then, well, you've accomplished nothing. Our 57 Heavy is kind of sitting to the back, but this is very lucky, because here, now he could shoot at the M46 Patton. And, well, he killed the M46 Patton, so now the odds are a little bit evened out, but that T57 is now exposed to artillery. Hopefully he won't get hit. Oh, that was close. Any more shots coming in? They still might. He's probably unspotted right about now. But you can still kill stuff with blind shots. Alright, I think he's safe now. Now, the question is, that I was kind of thinking at the time, that western flank, that valley there, how long is it going to take before something starts rolling down there? We haven't seen the Leopard or the Yog Tiger recently. If I was a Yog Tiger, I would be questioning rolling down the middle, beside the lake, where that 212A is now going. But knowing where the 57 Heavy was last spotted and able to shoot stuff up there, that kind of changes my mind about that a little bit. That kind of makes me a little bit afraid. I would be afraid of a T-57 Heavy in a Yog Tiger. Even though the Yog Tiger has pretty decent armor, it also has some pretty squishy spots that even from a distance can somewhat reliably be hit. Oh, and there's their last medium. He's at 4% health. But our 212A misses. That's not good. Oh, the STB got killed by the Leopard from the town. Very nice shot. That could have been a game-changing shot right there. And then our 212A kills our 212A. And there's the Conqueror gun carriage. Uh-oh. I'm going to try to get a shot through this rock like I did before, but I quickly changed my mind against it. Our T-92 has spotted that the Conqueror gun carriage is there as well. But now I'm going to take a shot. I see the Conqueror might be looking this direction, which is kind of scaring me, so I'm going to rush this shot. Who needs to aim? Well, that worked very well, and if I would have missed, that would have meant a very good chance that our T-92 would be dead right now. And then it'd be up to me to kill him with my next shot, or to get in there before he reloaded and kill him with that shot. Otherwise, that could greatly change the tide here. But now we've pulled the game back a little bit. We are now ahead. We now have an advantage by 1 tank, which is great. Our 57 Heavy and our STB look like they're both pushing up a little bit. Our T-92 is going down valley, and I'm kind of thinking, what should I do? Oh, well, there's a target. That makes my decision a little bit easier. And our T-92 is now in a position where you cannot shoot at the Jagdtiger, which is kind of unfortunate. And because I'm busy with the Jagdtiger, well, that means I can't really support the T-92 if he keeps pushing up there and spot stuff. So he's kind of on his own. Oh, and the Jagdtiger stopped there at the last second, which is kind of unexpected. I got lucky that my shot went the wrong way, and I managed to actually hit his track. But I was hoping for a nice flush side shot that didn't hit his track, so that I could penetrate and maybe, just maybe, get a little closer to one-shotting him. Now the Jagdtiger here, I can see on the mini-map, he's kind of hiding behind a building. That's going to make it very difficult for me. But I'm going to aim it anyway. Maybe I'll get lucky and he'll back up, be afraid of the STB or something. Maybe he'll miss a shot on the STB and decide, hey, I need to get where I can't shoot him. But the 212A, well, he's having a pretty good last half of the game. He kills the STB, who was probably sitting stationary there. And I took a last-second shot at the Jagdtiger, hoping that because he wasn't spotted, he was backing up there. But no luck. But I figured I might as well take it. Got lots of ammunition. And, well, got nothing else to shoot at. Oh, and there's their M53, 55. Very nice spot by the T-92. He's getting out of there. M55 looks like it was probably caught moving down the valley. He was probably thinking about doing that, and the T-92 just happened to be there in time to kill him. And, hey, why not take this shot?
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
We got him. That was extremely lucky. That was... I didn't even see exactly where he was moving. By the time I aimed in over there, he was already unspotted. And that wasn't aimed, and there was like a 20% chance that was just going to bury itself into the cliffside because my whole aiming reticle was not even in a place where it could hit him. That was just silly. That was extremely lucky. This is the fun thing about artillery. There's nothing more satisfying than pulling off shots like that and shotgunning enemies. So, yeah. Well, there we go. IS-7 doesn't seem to like that, or their IS-7 doesn't seem to like that that happened. He kind of expressed his feelings towards that in chat. And now what I'm thinking here is that I can hopefully shoot over top of that mound, that little hill in front of me, without them being able to shoot me. But I decided instead, let's go hide in this bush. We'll activate our camo net. We'll see them before they see us, but unfortunately it doesn't work out like that, and we die. And there goes any chance of completing our secondary and unlocking the HTC. Well, that's okay. Our T-92, he still has a chance here. Jagdtiger doesn't show himself for a little while. This is going to have to be very lucky for the T-92. But if he can hit the Jagdtiger, there's also a very good chance that he can kill him, which we can only hope for. Now, I definitely should have stayed back to where I was a few seconds ago before I died. But unfortunately, that just didn't happen, and you can't predict the outcome of games too well. So I think I just got a little bit anxious. We did manage to actually, as you'll see in the after battle report, be top on our team by damage and experience earned. However, well, we didn't win the battle, so we didn't get the secondary, so we didn't get the HTC, and I've only plan on completing 4 of the 5 sets of missions to get the next tank, so, well, we've got to try again later. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. There you go. 2 replays in 1 video. Next time it'll just be 1, but it won't be an artillery next time. So thanks, everyone. Bye.